Welcome back to more Higurashi. Obviously, the story remains the same. Village in danger. Experiments going rampant. And disappearances amok. And yet things are so strange altogether. A different art style, and possibly different iterations of how things play out. But getting the same kind of atmosphere and feeling from the first time I went through this. Series 1, how long ago now? Seeing Keiichi start to suspect a few things. The shadows behind him, the footsteps in the dark, the odd mannerisms that Rena is starting to show. I guess we'll just have to see how this one plays out. Okay, we're still carrying on with the festival, the dance routine, the spreading of the cotton. Hopefully not reminiscent of anything that would happen in the future. We don't need any more internals becoming external. But the fact you've got an entire festival devoted to that, sure, it's a kind of I don't know if it's been watered down from years past, but has deep meaning for the village itself. I don't think something like that would play out all too well here. I mean, some villages still have like village fates, but fate is an F-E-T-E? I think that's how it's spelled. But I don't believe there's any kind of long-standing historical tradition that many share. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but has Rika ever lamented the fact that she's having to go through all of this in the body of like a 7-year-old or however old she's meant to be? Like if she was taller and older, be able to stop so much more. Well, now that that's over, time to run. Time to pollute the river with a bunch of cotton. You see, it's kind of traditions like this, or the fire lanterns, or bits and pieces. Symbolic meaning there. Yeah, bits and pieces like that, and traditions which I think are quite pleasant. Whether it's respecting the deceased, deities of the surrounding area, or just prosperity of your village without causing the need and harm to anyone else. It's neat that so many events and traditions kind of sprung up all over the world, and the different ways of celebrating them. He's busy. But standing just in the hedge line, What, disapproving that he didn't try and reach out and talk to him? Nothing bad could ever happen to... Oh, there's a random visitor here for you. I preferred his old design. I see. Could step inside the school building, or, yeah, go talk in the car where there won't be prying ears. Good thing he identified himself as an officer. So far, I think it's as I remember it. The fact he only vaguely knows them because you've seen them in passing. He hasn't been in this village very long. How much information would he actually have? Probably not best you reveal any information on an ongoing investigation. What, like swear words? Not one touched by the oddities of rural life. And there are definitely those that take it a little more seriously than others. As we've seen multiple times, I think Renner believes in Oshiro quite hard. But as we know, didn't he become the first, like, vivisection offering to the great research product? And us knowing the hey, it's Satoshi, yeah, it's Satoshi. Anyway, yeah, us knowing how this all played out or why definitely puts a different spin on it. It's not like a big mystery anymore. Try and put the pieces together rather than be left in the dark. We're now kind of in the role of the cop instead of Keiichi. Also, remember when she was found, burned out in a barrel? Did they tell us who that actually was? Was it just some random person that they found? Can't remember. Yeah, this would do as a Takano body double kind of thing. Could have done with an upgrade. The one that she was taking back in the trunk or in the boot of her car. Not to upset the delicate balance of the village. I do like that he is much more level-headed, not in the supernatural spirits realm of things, considering he's a detective. But having someone that is so detached from the village way of thinking. Yeah, seeing it all again, knowing who's got vested interests, where they may be, what they may be doing, or other members of the little club who may be listening in. It is precisely because he is a newcomer that he can be at least somewhat trusted. But it is a lot to put on the shoulders of just a teenager. What? Doesn't want to keep that nickname. But yeah, I do hope this plays out slightly differently than what we first saw. You know, the syringe turned pen and the bat. Wow. She didn't even know she was the murderer. Oh no. Yeah, no, that pans out for several stories in this. Considering some of the information he's gleaned recently, probably needed that. Did she want to destroy him? I didn't even know you were gone. Can he lose in absentia? The fact he wasn't there is not defaulted to. How many times has he gone through that magazine, considering it's like top on his little table there? He's not got a very good sleep schedule. Some of those seem a little more deadly than the others. At least for once they're actually listening to him, so meet me over a bit. It seems news travels fast. But also, yeah, now knowing that Demoned Away and all this is just kind of a pseudonym for being taken to the underground lab and seeing how far the infection can spread before succumbing to it. For some reason, the Angel Mort outfits seem a lot more revealing in this art style than they were before, even though I think they're practically the same in design. Now, where would you have heard that? It's another way to explain just sudden disappearances, absence of of a body. I do really like old folk tales and, in certain cases, demons, oni, yokai, etc., etc., and trying to imagine how those tales originated. Was it just people talking while under the influence, and a story being believed, and then word of mouth making it spread? One dead, one. A good for nothing hooked on narcotics. So it's. I mean, many people have been tried in someone else's stead. With a spoon? Could have chosen a better implement. Maybe they don't like talking about such topics. Ever thought of that? He is such a delicate soul, after all. The fact that you can just say that with kind of certainty, but also in a jovial manner, is terrifying. People become so detached from danger and what life means, or what loss of life means. You may need to. Well, you may need to be more definitive in the questioning. Not just vague. Are you hiding anything? Because just not informing him and lying about something is two different things. Didn't think that. Just someone who really likes Keiichi's company. That's just smile. Some smooth animation to go with it. I think really upping it to be creepy in these elements and moments quite works in its favour. Don't pry into a woman's business, Keiichi. Another instance where a little conversation and not being completely vague probably wouldn't lead to drastic outcomes. Bookstore? Ah. Bookstore. To not make them worried, but also why don't. Is there a reason why he's not also getting his parents somewhat involved? It's because it's not really part of the investigation, but. And are we going to get a more of a fuller understanding of before she transferred over, what she did in that school and breaking all the glass. What's with like the tiny section of the periodic table there? But since returning, hasn't really suffered too much. A devout follower. And it could be a delusion of the parasite acting up, or actually Hanyu just kind of going up, seeing it. Can you hear me or see me yet? No? Damn. But causing so much more trouble. Such a great amount of security there. Just in case you are really hungry for your visitor. But yeah, the fact that why would he need to hide her? But then lost track of her when she has he checked his closet? Has he checked the attic? Has he looked behind him? I think the footsteps in the darkness and whatnot is nice, but the extended, prolonged him going, "Oh no, knew where my room was," etc., etc., takes away a lot of the creepiness. I mean, we know this already. We could, even if you hadn't seen the story before, we didn't need him telling us. But yeah, the juxtaposition, the happy, family-friendly, fun times in the school club, mixed with paranoia, despair, and footsteps in the dark. One of the things we always come back to Higurashi for. But I do wonder if this is going to do the whole, pin in the food. Can't remember if there are many more. Actually, the pin in the food, the fall down of down the rabbit hole of paranoia and whatnot for him. Sometimes I really don't know what to say, because we've gone through this story before. We know its characters, their actions, what they do. Just trying to get a new glimpse of it, things that might have changed subtly or minutely. Or, now, as I said, trying to piece things together before they happened, if there's anything else to learn that may have been missed the first time around. I will say, seeing it a second time now and knowing that some bits may just be your personal experience of how you're viewing things might not be fully truthful, especially not through Keiichi's eyes. Seeing some of the personality tweaks and snaps of Rena, if we take that out of account, her words aren't really that odd or drastic. It's just how it's being presented. But also, if you look at it from Rena's viewpoint, Keiichi has suddenly become a bit reserved and sketchy. And surprisingly enough, considering the first... Was it the first episode or the second? I think it was the end of the first. Where we have Rika overlooking the scrapyard and going like, yeah. Despite that, I don't think I've seen much intervention or action from her at all, despite the fact that this was meant to be, another run through the time where she has a lot more information and knowledge. Is there stuff going on behind the scenes that she's doing and just isn't being told to us? Or is she actually just staying out of it, knowing this is already a failure due to certain events that have cropped up? Don't know. To find out, we're going to have to watch more. I will say certain elements, like I said, with the creepiness factor of part of it, some of the animation becoming a lot smoother. I think the new style was a good way of showing different expressions. And for some reason getting weird shaft feelings from it. Maybe there was some inspiration there. But hey, once again, what could go wrong in Higurashi? Everything. Everything can go wrong. But before that inevitable fate, hopefully we can enjoy ourselves and watch some more. So, if I entertained you at all, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. Consider subscribing. Join onto my Discord. I rushed through that one, but yeah, join onto my Discord and subscribe to the channel. But really, get yourselves some rest. Because without you, I don't think I would have made it this far. See you in the next one. If you'd want to be the calming chat with police to my channel, consider joining on to my Patreon, because thanks to each and every one of them, that Asao, Guado, Kite, Ruben Villamawa, Wolfie Sensei, and of course everyone else, I'm only under minor suspicion for everything I've done. And considering my channel, that's quite lucky. And with your support, I really hope we can watch a lot more going forward.